Thank you, Madam Chair and Ranking Member. I am Becky Keogh, Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Energy and Environment. I bring greetings from the natural state and from my governor, your former colleague, the Honorable Asa Hutchinson. It is an honor to be here in Washington, D.C. today, appearing before the subcommittee. As our state slogan suggests, in Arkansas, we are incredibly concerned with the health, beauty, and safety of the waters of the United States. In fact, our governor has recently taken extraordinary steps, both financial and regulatory, to ensure the enduring beauty and quality of America's first national river, the beautiful Buffalo, by successfully negotiating a permanent closure and conservation easement conversion of a 6,500-plus hog operation near the river. Our governor noted that he believes in farming, but that it must be balanced with efforts to preserve the buffalo as a national treasure. Finding the balance between progress and preservation is a constant struggle for environmental regulators, legislators, and increasingly now, more often, federal judges. That is one too many cooks in the kitchen, I think we can all agree. When judges are left to be legislators, we have all failed. The recent repeal of the 2015 Clean Water Rule is the first step in making sure we are all using the same cookbook and the same recipe. Prior to the recent repeal, 22 states followed the 2015 rule, while 27 did not. And New Mexico was left unclear as to which cookbook to use, or even if it was able to cook at all. Now, Arkansas was not subject to the 2015 rule, but our bordering states of Tennessee and Oklahoma were. Yet we share similar ingredients. The Mississippi River with Tennessee, creating jurisdictional and adjacent wetland issues, and Oklahoma, where we share numerous interstate waters, some tributaries of which may be currently jurisdictional in Oklahoma, but not in Arkansas. Without a consistent definition of what is and what is not a water of the United States, states are left to whip something up from scratch. Arkansas and Oklahoma, with our Cherokee National Tribal partners, are for the first time ever working together on an Illinois River watershed improvement plan. This basin-wide effort seeks to restore and protect the Illinois River by engaging stakeholders, cities, and industry to address historical issues while ensuring community and agricultural progress continues. A common application of WOTUS will enable bordering states to effectively manage shared water bodies. But it is not only uniformity that we seek. We also want a rule that is lucid, not ludicrous in its application. The 2015 rule had broad opposition because of its, in pot stirrer terms, perhaps unconstitutional reach. The rule made it possible to regulate waters on private land that were invisible to the naked eye with no physical channel or evidence of water flow. With the broad, we will know a regulated water body when we see it reach of the rule. Routine activities such as home construction, farming, and infrastructure investment were stalled as the EPA and Corps functioned as more local zoning boards than federal regulators. Seeking relief from this ambiguity and overreach, we turned up the heat, pushing EPA and the Corps for dramatic overhauls of this rule. We sought respect for the integrity of state regulatory programs through removal of the rule's wasteful federal duplication. We don't always need that second helping. We asked them to serve up a solution that abandoned the helicopter mom mentality in regulatory authorization and decision-making. In Arkansas specifically, we needed a rule that supported critical expansion of our broadband and highway infrastructures. Well, Supreme Court Justice Scalia set out a recipe for success in Rapanos versus United States when he instructed that the Clean Water Act apply only to waterways with relatively permanent surface water connections to navigable waters. And last week, Administrator Wheeler and Assistant Secretary James finalized these efforts to repeal the 2015 regulation, clarifying that water bodies like the Buffalo River are subject to the Clean Water Act, but our backyard puddles are not. By limiting ingredients of the Clean Water Act and spelling out each step of a proper recipe, proposed revisions also curtail states who set out to broadly apply Section 401 of the Clean Water Act, negatively impacting the economies of other states, and perhaps indirect violation of the Commerce Clause. Again, a little bit more pot stirring. The proposals allow the states the flexibility of seasoning solution, but prevent states with waterways from shutting out neighboring states from entire markets. And while we do not face these same waterway challenges, Arkansas is a net exporter of natural gas and supportive of a protective permitting program that reduces environmental risk while at the same time meets market response and critical use needs. This balance is accomplished in Arkansas through innovation, technology, and best management practices, our secret ingredients. Forestry-led initiatives like streamside management zones, Proper logging, road construction, prescribed burn academies, and unpaved roads and initiatives have contributed to Arkansas's 92% adoption rate of forestry BMPs with resulting water quality protections and wildfire prevention. Well, in closing, I echo the words of Ranking Member, a fellow engineer and a friend to Arkansas, the Honorable Bruce Westerman. In support of a new WOTUS rule and in support of a common cookbook with a workable recipe, he reminds us that rolling back the 2015 rule ends years of uncertainty over where federal jurisdiction begins and ends. For the first time, we are clearly delineating the difference between federally protected and state protected wetlands. Thank you for your time and consideration.